to red. Both of those are red. All right, give me a second. See if I can actually check audio. Blah blah blah. Okay, I have no idea if I'm live or not. So,
Ahorra el día y llama con Majority, la aplicación todo en uno que te da una tarjeta de débito sin...
testing, 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 testing.
Ahorra el día y llama con Majority, la aplicación
That's pretty
todo
cool.
en uno. Ahorra el día y llama con Majority, la aplicación todo en uno.
All right. All right. I believe the audio and everything is all right. Well, today I actually wanted to come to you guys and let you know, or actually just have a quick conversation because, again, I guess I've been kind of trolling a little bit because I've been going all over, what's left of TikTok, and I've been watching some YouTube videos. I've even watching some people on Instagram, and what I found is it's we're in an interesting state because while we're in the information age, we're in the bad information age. And I spoke about it even whenever I did the story of Corey, right? You had someone who honestly wanted to help people, but in the sense of it, they went to monetize it. And in the context of even that, they were doing things that were out of process. So to the untrained eye, it looked like it's something that's sufficient, it works, and the problem is it doesn't work every time. And that's the one thing I spoke about before, as well as doing something, doing it wrong, and having a positive outcome from it because it has a negative reinforcement behind it. Because when it doesn't work, then what happens? And I've been seeing this a lot lately with trust. You'll have someone that writes up a trust. They don't understand how the trust works. They don't understand how to help you use the trust properly. And then they themselves, if there's a question that comes out the trust, can only read something they read in a book or they've read online or they've read somewhere, because that's all they're doing is reciting. And by actually not doing it themselves, it's one of those where they're guessing. And just like I told you, one of the biggest issues that I have is working with someone that's intelligent or working with someone that's innocent. Because someone that's innocent don't know they're doing something wrong, or they don't understand how the game itself is set up or played. So they just go along with whatever the person in front of them is telling them. An intelligent person thinks the system works as they see on TV, or as it should, or as we perceive it to be, when in fact the system itself is a money generator, and that's all it is. And what I'm getting into here is the trust itself is a mechanism for estate planning. It's a mechanism for protection, and at the same time, we have a lot of people that are just giving out information that they're finding online and reciting it. They're monetizing it, and then they're going back and not being able to actually put the trust together properly because they're doing a copy and paste from, again, somewhere they found on the internet, which has simple or basic trust language where they're filling in a blank. In fact, which is leaving the person that's setting up that the trust is set up for in a conundrum, so to speak, because whenever we're going to defend it or someone challenges it, they have no idea how to defend it for that person, which then puts the person in a bad situation. So one of the things I'm going to start doing, I think I started 2 years ago where I put up Supreme Trust, and where I was going to start actually doing and setting up complex irrevocable trust for people and doing it properly. Because a lot of times what I've been seeing lately is someone using a person's, actually a person, using them as the beneficiary as well as the fiduciary. Now, there are proper ways in which you can set up the corporation and the actual person and still have a benefit from it. But the way it's done, or I've been seeing it done, and even had a friend of mine, had who had someone else set his up. He showed me it, and I and I pretty much just gave him a couple questions, and he was baffled. He had no idea what it is I was saying, nor did he have any idea how to defend it. When he made a couple calls, the guy told him, well, that's all you need. You don't really need to defend anything. And that's the problem. Because there will be instances of, if it's a profitable trust, there's a chance that you're going to have IRS issues if it's not set up properly. If it's not set up properly, you're going to have registration and enforcement issues. See, and these are the things that I talk about. These are the things that I teach. These are the things that I actually do on your behalf. But I do it in a manner in which I can also answer the questions that you're going to have, and I can also defend it if it ever comes to that point. So these are the things I'm going to get into. Some of it's not going to be in the master class, but these are also going to be things that are going to be available to you if you just need protection. Because a lot of times we have issues that are even coming upon us that aren't there yet, which you can actually use simple, complex, irrevocable trust to actually protect assets. And that's because, again, that's the whole point of having the trust, to protect your assets and also separate them from your personal. And with that being said, I'm going to be doing another show either later this afternoon, about 5 or 6 Mountain Time, or I'm going to be doing it after 10. I will announce it if you're following me on Instagram or Facebook or hell, even X, which is formerly Twitter. I'm going to have all these things set up because we're in a time now we need to protect ourselves. And also, we're going to be doing things on Sunday, which is tomorrow, where I'm going to be discussing the, how do you call it? Illegal searches and seizures that are happening, because I also spoke about the what do you call it? The asset forfeiture that's been taking place, because I've got a couple cases that actually just popped up on again, because I was trolling and just going through stuff and talking trash to folks on Twitter and Instagram, where the police officer said, "Well, I'm just going to take your car." There's no crime. How are you taking something that doesn't belong to you? And then what are the things that you can do to actually not only get your car back, but also make sure it doesn't happen again? So these are the things that, one, I can help you set up with the trust. These are also things that I can help you with when we're doing other aspects of legal protection. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And also get prepared, because we're going deeper. I'm going to do a few more live shows because, guys, I hate doing lives. And most importantly, because I actually ran across a couple of things in the last couple of days, and it hit me kind of hard, because I don't like to just get on here and just throw information at you. I don't want to get on here without something to say, because I don't just want to be yapping and being seen. But actually, I'm gonna put it up real quick, because it was that profound to me. I actually downloaded it yesterday. And it read, "Opportunity goes to the most visible person, not those who deserve it." And I've actually been robbing you guys because I have not been visible. I put up information and then I go and do other stuff. I'm going to be more visible, more seen, more active, because it's not only for me. The whole point of this channel was to actually get to a point to where we can all protect ourselves when there's an issue that comes up. However, if you need guidance, that's what I'm here for, because I've gone literally to a jury verdict in a RICO case. And I did that with someone else saying he's better. And this is someone that was trained. And by winning, it offered me a greater opportunity, because even then I learned how to properly not only represent myself, but if the opportunity came up, which I've done several times, is represent others, and also found out how to guide others to stay in their most powerful state, which is self-representation, speaking for yourself. And this is one thing that it brings me back again to the poem. It is not our, what is it? It is not our darkness that frightens us the most. It is our light, because we fear that we're more powerful than we've ever thought. And at this point, it's becoming one of those things where I understand that the gift that's given to me is not mine and I should share it. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it for free, but just understand that I'm going to do it. And because, again, that's why we had a separation. Because also found out if someone doesn't pay for it or doesn't sacrifice anything for it, it means nothing to them. So I stopped doing that a long time ago. But at the end of the day, if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to go through the fire, I'm willing to walk with you. I'm not going to do it for you. And these are the things, again, if you're willing to protect yourself, I'm here to help you do that. But I also am not going to be one of those that do it for you. I'm not going to be one that gives you information that you can't go verify. I'm not going to be the one that just reads something off a document and have not done it. I've set up literally hundreds of trusts that have not been broken. And the few that have been challenged have been won successfully. Because just like I told you guys before, I don't get up to lose. I get up to win. And in the midst of winning, is if you follow it, it may seem kind of assholish in the way I give it to you. It may seem a lot far fetched. It may seem to be the most scary thing you ever done in your life. But even if you go back and watch why you are not winning in court, you can listen to him. He said, I gave him something because he was hard headed. I sent him in there and told him don't say anything. He said they went in there and they said all kind of crazy stuff to him. He said, but when he went back for the second hearing, they were addressing him as Mr. Everybody was more cordial. Even the guy that he was, his opposing counsel stated, I had never seen anything like this, and I've been doing this for 20 years. Because the resistance, the fight back is not something they're accustomed to. They're accustomed to everybody just accepting the BS that they're giving them and being ready for convenience instead of confrontation, which is the cornerstone of the system. That's why it's called adversarial. There's somebody you have to confront. That's why when I tell people, don't worry about paperwork to not go to court. That's showtime. That's when it's time to fight, because that then allows them to know you're not afraid. They can't intimidate you, because as long as you're afraid to fight, you are afraid to deal with and be free, because freedom is not free. Always understand that. You must fight for everything that you're looking for and attempting to have. And that, again, begins with asset protection. That goes into physical protection. That then goes into liberty protection. All of these are self-defense mechanisms. Whether you're doing it with this or with these, you have an opportunity to do it, because next you can actually just flip out some paperwork and then say, how can you challenge that? And they don't have an answer for that. So I'm actually getting ready to close this one, because again, this afternoon I'm gonna go deeper. I'm gonna have some other stuff. I'm gonna start dropping the podcast. The podcast is getting dropped every week. It's gonna be heavy, and get your pens and paper and popcorn ready. Get your drink going, because I'm going to start feeding you guys, and we're going to get full, because this is where it's at now. You have to understand, this is the only way you're going to be 100% protected, 100% free, and able to move as if you are respected in the rights God gave you, not the state and not man. So I'll see you guys in a few hours. Keep tuning in. And if you want to donate, go ahead and hit the Cash App. I ain't got that up. Cash App, Apple Pay. It's on one of them links down in one of the descriptions. Just find your boy. But tonight I'm gonna have everything up. We're gonna be going. We're gonna be growing, and we're gonna keep showing you. And don't forget the super chats. Join the channel. I got a couple levels on it now. So let's keep going.